Hi, I'm Mexican Comedy and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hi and welcome. First thing, I'm sorry for my disappearance. Okay, I'm terribly sorry. School got hectic, life got hectic, I lost motivation, and now I'm here after a pretty big injury. So I'm back with this video as an apology, where I made this dress that I'm wearing right now that I plan to wear to my prom, which is in January. If you're wondering why I made this dress so early, that is because I expected to procrastinate the hell out of this and then I made it in 4 days. Yeah, that's basically the gist of this video, so I hope you enjoy it and I'll see you in the outro. So today is the 29th of March. And let's say that my prom is somewhere around January next year, so we have like 8 months for this. I gotta start with the design of the dress because I have no idea what I want to do yet, and if I draw it, I'm at least gonna have like a reference on what to crochet. I'm not using like regular paper. This is watercolor paper that I usually use for my prayers, so let's hope I don't get abducted. But I'm gonna try to draw something down, even though like I've never studied anatomy, so if it looks bad, excuse me. And I'm gonna see what I come up with, because I don't want something like, you know, over the top. I know that I want it to be black with sparkles. I don't know if I can get black sparkly yarn, so worst case scenario, we're gonna be double stranding. I'm gonna try to figure something crochetable out of this. Okay, so I need you to hear me out on this because it's like I don't know how to draw, so I'm gonna have to explain it myself. So basically what I'm doing is this is supposed to like resemble a scrunched chest. I'm gonna put up like a picture. I've done a top like that and I think that looks really great. Just regular straps that go all the way to the back. This is the back. I want like a full close t-shirt back on the dress because I don't want it to be backless. I don't think that's appropriate for a prom, but I want it to be snatched, so I am gonna add a back lacing just like, you know, to snatch it up. And then we have a split, and that's it. It's not that hard. It's just gonna have to require a lot of patience and a lot of yarn. Let's go see how I actually do with this because I have no idea how I'm going to even start. Okay, so the last time you saw me was like a few days ago. Today is the 4th of April. It's already the evening, but I want to like get in touch with you what I've done in the between of when you haven't seen me, sorry. First thing, I changed a little bit of our sketch. I'm not sure if you can see, but I added like a little bit of a droop sleeve, or like it's not even a sleeve, it's just like a decoration. Holy color correction. I'm not sure how that's gonna really work, so I'm gonna have to like probably test that. And also, since I don't have any yarn yet, I decided that I'm gonna start with the accessory of the outfit, which is basically just a long ass pearl necklace, literally made out of fishing line, beads out of a bead bucket that my boyfriend gave me like 4 months ago, and it's held together by a safety pin because it's not long enough for me to just pull it over my head. So I'm just gonna show you how that works really quick because I think this is a neat invention. I mean, it's really basic. I just push it through both of the beads when I want to put it on. But like, you just put it on like this, you clip it together in the back, and then you kind of adjust it into like this kind of thing. And with that scrunched bust, like, I'm gonna try to like simulate it with the hoodie. It's gonna look horrendous, but I think it's gonna look like pretty cute with that. But yeah, that's literally all I've done because, as I said, I don't have any yarn yet, and it's gonna take a pretty long while to actually get some yarn. So I have no idea when I'm gonna see you again. It might be in a week, it might be in 6 months, who knows? But I'm gonna see you later when I have the yarn. So I didn't have the chance to go yarn shopping until June, or the middle of my exams, which are the clips you're seeing right now, where I didn't like any of the options really. I kind of left with nothing. So I came back a month later in July, and I actually found this like beautiful purple yarn. I gave up on the glitter idea that I originally had. I also ended up finding a paint that I've been looking for another project for 6 months. And then a car hit me, so let's go look at me a few days later when I actually felt okay enough to film. So I was freehanding this dress, right? So I only started with one measurement, which was around my bust, which is about 32 inches, and I subtracted like 3 because I wanted to account for some stretching. And I kind of did the scrunched bust manually, which is just done by different stitch heights. I think I've seen some of that technique in tops and stuff. Then I cut off the bust with a few treble crochets. I was just in general working with doubles, and I also ended up making it too long for the lace-up back because it stretched way more than I thought. So I'm just gonna fold over that top. But the fit was actually looking pretty great for the fact that I was just holding it up to my body, and within 3 hours I was already at the waistline, which is actually crazy because I wasn't expecting this to work up so quickly. I was expecting to spend like 6 months on this. After I got to the waist, I rapidly started increasing because my waist is just in general smaller than my hips, and the curve is kind of, you know, extreme. And then after that I connected the back so that this project would turn into one in the round. Then I just kept increasing for the hips, and that was basically the end of the first 2 days of work, where I just ended up at the hip line, which is what you're seeing here. This is just about before I got there, and I continued working the next few days over. This is the back, you can see the connection. I kind of increased a little bit too much in the back, but some elastic is going to fix that definitely. But the fit was still looking great and I was happy with it. When I reached the hip line, I literally just went downwards. I didn't increase, decrease or anything. I thought that that would be the easiest. And in case I would want some stretch, I would just do that through blocking anyways, because I still needed to block the dress afterwards, so I just went downwards. I started working on the length, I kind of got fed up with the back, so I decided to sew it up immediately and fix it, which you can see fixed up the problem beautifully because nothing was flapping around anymore. So I just kind of did it in a fit of rage, which did help me in the long run. After I got to about mid-thigh length, I decided to add the slit, where I literally just eyeballed it. I marked a stitch with a stitch marker and then I avoided that stitch, and I continued to work in rows once again, obviously decreasing for like a little bit of a better effect. This was 7 skeins of yarn in, and it was starting to look pretty great, so I literally just continued working. I don't know what came over me, but I managed to finish the length of the dress the same day, so I just started working further because I wanted to get this video out a little bit earlier. But that's almost all the explanation I have left. Then I'm gonna do borders, I'm gonna make straps and the tiny hang sleeves that you saw on the design, and that's literally it. So for now, just enjoy silence and the clips. That's the end of the video for this dress. I'm still wearing it because I have a lot of stuff to say about this dress, okay? So first thing, I originally went with a simple design because I was really counting on the glitter to be like the main thing, but unfortunately, due to me not being able to find any yarn like that, it's kind of simple. I'm probably gonna do this in my personal time when I'm just gonna find some rhinestones or just something shiny and hand sew it somewhere along the dress to distract from the simplicity. I also went for a basic design because I've been told that I'm both a master at my craft, which is a quote from the Spacecraft Discord, and I've also been called the ugliest crocheter ever at the same time. So I didn't want to like overshoot my abilities. I wanted to stay somewhere in the middle. Hi, cutie. But yeah, that was it ability wise. I barely found the patience myself. Just no. I did somehow dig this out in 4 days though. I have no idea how I did that. But I was working like for 8 hours straight a day. So you've got me working like about over 30 hours in this dress, I think. But as a crochet project itself, this is actually quite pretty. Also, I'm not sure if you noticed in the last clip where I spun around, but I grossly undercalculated what I would need to cover in the back, specifically because I was trying on the dress as I made it without a bra. And for me, my bust just becomes like a size bigger with a bra. I don't know why, it's just something that happens and I didn't account for that. There's a giant gap on my back that shows my bra. But I honestly could not care less. Worst case scenario, I'm just gonna wear like a bodysuit underneath. Okay, now my storage is getting full, so I'm gonna end this video here. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!